Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Preparing for Retirement. My name is Martha, and I am preparing for retirement. So it's early morning here, and we are still doing our crazy selling everything in a big rush thing. So I'm not really that coherent, but I thought I would try to get this video out updating my net worth tracking. So this is going to be a short one, and I'm going to try not to stumble through this too much. Like I said, just getting up here, having my coffee. Um, so before I start, first of all, couple big things about March. Big things. Um, the first thing is, of course, the market is just absolutely insane. And I think a lot of us probably saw quite a bit of an adjustment. Um, our values went down. I'm not worried about it because I don't have to live off of this money. This is still retirement funds. My bridge accounts will be funded by the sale of the house. So I'm not too worried about this. This will recover. I feel very, very strongly. Speaking historically, it will recover from virtually every single downturn we've had, and then performed beyond that. So, you're going to see an adjustment here, obviously. The second thing is that if you look at our home value, I did adjust that down since we now have a price that we're going to be listing at. Um, we do know about what we know what to expect rather. So, some of the wild swings on the online sites, I think one of them was just huge and it was just ridiculous. And we found out it was someone had entered a sale of another property um, inaccurately. Basically, it showed that we had a sale 2 years ago for this house for 750,000, and it was a corporation. And of course, that didn't happen. The title people did go back and confirm that, there was a mistake by a clerk somehow, somewhere. So that was what was driving, I think it was Redfin, wildly, to be wildly inaccurate. But anyway, so we're going to be listing our home for 464. So I can take 80% of that and feel pretty sure that I've accounted for all the closing costs and, any concessions that we may have to make. We feel that it is still priced to sell pretty quickly. If we were in a position that we could live in this place until it sold, or if we are in a position to do that, if we wanted to live in this house until it sold, then we could ask more. But I'm going to be retired and not in a place where we're going to be receiving employment income in just a few months. So we want to be done. We don't want to take a chance that living in a hurricane zone, we're going to have a hurricane come through and cause us to need major repairs to the house when I'm retired. We don't want to be in that situation. Other people can, that's fine. We don't want to. So we've priced it to sell. So anyway, those are the two drivers that you're going to see in play this month. So that did adjust down. I think it was 484 or 490, something like that in the home value. I don't remember off the top of my head when I averaged it out, but this is actually the actual asking price. That may get adjusted down, depending on concessions, but it's somewhere to start. So anyway, let's go ahead and start here. So my emergency funds, again, just finishing funding all the IRA contributions. And so, again, those did go down. And they also went down because of valuations. So you're pretty much going to see everything go down. My non-retirement investment down. My 401k traditional did not go down much, but that is because it is continually getting contributions. So at this point, I am contributing over, was it 2,200 a month to 401k? Well, the traditional, I'm not. The traditional is probably about 1,700 a month. Um, so you're not really seeing a whole lot of drop there. And the same with the Roth. I'm continuing to contribute into that. The IRAs, you can see I've gone down, not terribly, but I have gone down. There's a little bit of contributing going on there. And then my Roth went down quite a bit. That just has to do with what I've invested in each. HSA went up. Again, we're continuing to contribute. Here's the real estate equity. And this is where you can see, oh gosh, let's see. I need to take, I'll leave it as is. I'll leave it as is. Okay. So I haven't backed out the closing costs, but that's fine. So our net worth is 591. And our goal is still 750. I'm honestly not sure if we're going to be able to meet that, but you know what? It's okay. It's not going to destroy my plan if we don't. My plan is not dependent upon that amount, but I do like to have goals. I like to have things to shoot for. So we'll see. And that means that we're short 158. So our month over month increase, it's actually a decrease this month. We're down almost $3,500, which is 0.6%. And it would be a lot more if we were not contributing very heavily. We're saving very heavily at this point. As much as we're able to, I would say, given that there's renovations going on. Another thing to bring up is that if the house does sell quickly, which everyone seems to believe that it will at this price, it will sell very quickly. Our neighbor's house next door sold in 3 days for 500. It has a couple of things that we don't have, but we have, a larger home than they do. If it sells very quickly, then I can obviously take all the money that was going towards our housing costs, and that will also go into savings as well. This summer, we will be up north, living in a camper that we've already paid for, on my mom's property, helping her. So, she needs help at this stage in her life, taking to doctor's appointments and, just helping around the house, different things like that. So that's what we do every summer is we spend the summer with her and just, spend all day together and help her where she needs help. There's no cost for us living up there. We do contribute to her utilities. We insist upon it, and we buy our own food. But other than that, there are no costs up there. So, I'm still working during the summer. So far, I'm working until August 30th. And so we should be able to really pile money into savings at that point. And then beginning of September is when we leave the US and we start our new adventure. Now, we will be in just actually a little bit over a week. We will be leaving on a cruise to start the beginning of our big spring trip. And I will be publishing some videos there. I'll probably have my husband appear in some of them so you can meet him. But I'm very excited about, this channel kind of transitioning from preparing for retirement to retiring. I'm very excited about it. I almost forgot. Let's go ahead and look at our net worth progression. So now we've added March, and you can see the net worth dropped drastically. And the majority of that was the difference in the house valuation, I would say. And then, of course, the remainder is going to be the stock market drop because I did continue to contribute. You can see here in the account breakdown that I do contribute a total of $4,700 every month between between the 401ks, the HSA, and then I contribute for IRAs for both my husband and I. So I contribute very heavily every single year. But if you look at the net worth progression, the reason why I went back to 2021 is I wanted to demonstrate, to myself and to others on the channel here, that every month there's an up and a down, up, and then goes up pretty much here, and then kind of goes down a little bit, up and down. So, the downs, I don't worry too much about it, honestly, because there are adjustments from month to month. We could have a down month and then the next month can come back strong. If you look at April of 2023, and then May, we went down 20 something $1,000 there. That's 5%. And then we went roaring right back up again. Um, and then in 2 months, we had surpassed it. And so I know 2023 isn't necessarily indicative of a typical year, but I'm just showing you that, this happens. Here's 2022, which is a terrible year. 378 down to 369, back up to 385. So these months happen. And they've happened ever since I started investing way back in, I think it was 95. No, 90. It was 90. When I had my first banking job, so it would have been 88, 1988. I had my first job in a bank straight out of college, and my dad told me immediately, you have got to start putting money away in a 401k. I think 401ks were new then. And he just made it a not, it was unconditional. You have to do this. And especially at that time, the bank was matching it. I think most employers do match. And he said, that's just free money. You're throwing away free money, and this is the time to do it. And so I was very blessed in that my father was very, uh, very diligent to teach us, my brother and I, about investing and about the compounding effect and how important it was to be consistent and start early. And, that's been a tremendous benefit for both my brother and for me. And so I've always kept to that. Wherever I could invest, I invest. And, that's what I believe, that attitude of you just have to do it, I think is what has helped us to recover from losing everything in the 2000 dot-com crash. I've mentioned it before here on the channel, but just a quick synopsis. My husband was a salesperson in IT. He worked for a partnership between Sun Microsystems and AOL, both of which are no longer with us because of the dot-com crash. And, we made incredible money for the times. We had a beautiful house. I was a stay-at-home mom, and we had, we would be multimillionaires many times over continuing along if the dot-com crash hadn't happened, because we were just socking money away like there was no tomorrow, and there were stock splits. And it was, for those of you that were in IT at that time, it was a crazy, crazy period. There was just money being thrown away like it was candy. And or throwing around like it was candy. And, when that crash happened, because we were so tied into a single industry like that, not knowing any better, we were young, um, we lost it all of it. My husband was unable to find a job in IT for 2 full years. And he took whatever he could take, which was sometimes raking sand at a golf course, for $7 an hour. It was a very difficult time. But because we were raised with the mentality that I think a lot of our generation has, which is that Social Security is not guaranteed for you, it's going to be insolvent. We felt like we had to put money aside. And so when you are consistent and when you are diligent, even if something like that happens, you can get back on track to being able to supplement whatever Social Security pays out to us. So, you know, is it a part of our plan? Our Social Security payments? Yeah, it sure is, because as of right now, we're getting closer and closer to the date, and some of it, if not all of it, should be paid out to us as, as the program plans to. But if it doesn't, then we do have money put aside so that we won't immediately be thrown into poverty. Um, we'd have to adjust our lifestyle quite a bit. We would probably have to concentrate, find a country which is much more economical than either the United States or Australia. And we would probably have to, reside there and travel less. And that would be fine with us. That would be okay with us. We would be able to live like that. You know, we don't have to live in the United States, which is the whole point of this channel, that we're retiring and moving overseas. So anyway, all that to say, it was a rough month last month on the market, and a lot of money, uh, a lot of valuation, not money, a lot of valuation was lost. Um, this is this is all paper money. All your investments, it's paper money until you take it out. It is paper money. So I'm just going to leave it in there. And I'm actually going to look at this as just tremendous buying opportunity. And I've already got a list of which funds and stocks that I want to buy. And, as I have money made available to me, I'll just continue to pile it into those, knowing that I'm getting a pretty good bargain right now. And, if it goes down further, that's okay. I'm dollar cost averaging. Um, it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm supposed to do. I have contingency plans, um, and we'll just keep going. But anyway, this is my net worth update for March 2025. And as you can see, we are down a bit, um, and that's okay. I'm all right with that. So I hope that you have a brighter outlook for April. I don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs. I sort of believe that our trading partners are going to want to negotiate. The US is just a huge market that they do not want to lose. So I do believe that they're going to want to negotiate. I don't know how far the negotiations will go, and I don't know how long it will take. But in the meantime, everything's going to be extremely volatile. So again, I'm just going to look for buying opportunities, and I'm just going to wait it out. And I do believe that it will be sorted out before the end of the month. That's my personal belief. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week and a fun weekend. And think of us as we wrap up the final belongings here and move out of our home into a hotel. God bless. Bye.